Lifetime Basketball is your guide as you develop your basketball skills. This video will introduce you to 5 of our favorite driveway basketball games that are sure to improve your moves. The games we'll be teaching you today are 5 in a row, 1 up, 2 down, 7 on the line, tip in, and poison. If you'd like to jump ahead to see a specific game, go ahead and click on the timestamp in the description or comments below. 5 in a row. 5 in a row is a precision shooting game that helps players increase their accuracy and range. It can be played individually or with others. Start 6 feet out from the basket and begin shooting. Once you are able to successfully make 5 shots in a row from that location, then take 1 big step back. Resume shooting from this spot until you make 5 more shots in a row and take another big step back. You can choose if the game ends when you can't move back any further, you've completed a designated number of step backs, or when a timer you set runs out. When playing with multiple people, try having all players shoot at the same time to make things more challenging. Consider having more skilled players shoot from the side and developing players shoot straight on. 1 up, 2 down. 1 up, 2 down is an individual shooting game that helps players increase their shooting percentage. The player chooses one spot on the court that they want to use for the game. The game begins once a player successfully makes a shot from that location, earning 1 point. Once the game is started, each time a basket is made, the player earns 1 point. However, each time a basket is missed, 2 points are lost. The game ends when the player reaches 10 points and is ready for a harder shot, or when the player reaches negative 10 points and should try shooting from that position or choose an easier shot. 7 on the line. 7 on the line is the perfect way to improve your foul shots in clutch situations. Each player begins with 7 lives. Players line up single file behind the foul line. Each time a foul shot is attempted, there's 1 life on the line. Each consecutive shot made increases the number of lives on the line, and any player who misses then loses the number of lives that are currently on the line. If the first player misses the foul shot, that player subtracts 1 from their total lives and returns to the back of the line with 6 lives remaining. If that player were to make the shot, they wouldn't lose any lives and would go to the back of the line without any lives lost. If the second player misses the shot, then they would have to subtract 2 lives from their bank, putting them down to 5 lives. Once a player loses all 7 of their lives, they are out for that round. The last player with lives is the winner. Tip in. Tip in is the ultimate game to increase your hustle and develop shooting, rebounding, and defensive skills. The goal of tip in is to be the first player to reach 21 points. The game is begun by throwing the ball against the backboard or breaking. All players attempt to rebound off the break. The player who successfully gains possession of the ball goes on the offensive and tries to score. All other players play defense against them. For an even more fast-paced game, a 3-second shot clock can be applied from when a player begins possession to when they have to shoot. If the shooter misses, all players are eligible for the rebound. If a missed shot is rebounded and shot back into the basket before the rebounding player lands on the ground, this is called a tip-in or being tipped, and the player who originally shot the missed basket loses all their points. If a player has scored more than 11 points, it is customary for that player's score to only return to 11 after being tipped. After each made basket, the scorer receives 2 points and gets to shoot free throws for additional points. Each free throw made is worth 1 point. If the player makes a free throw, they earn an additional free throw attempt, up to a maximum of 3 made foul shots. If all 3 free throws are made, then the player breaks it to restart play. If a player misses a foul shot, then play resumes immediately off the rebound. Be careful not to get tipped off a missed free throw. Poison. Poison is a group game where players are eliminated and the last player standing wins the round. Poison is a fun game to increase your hustle, improve shooting skills, and develop a rebounding mentality. Begin by choosing the starting shooting location. Usually this is the foul line, but can vary depending on skill level of players. The first player takes their turn shooting the ball. If the basket is made, the shooter needs to run and grab the ball before its second bounce. Wherever the player is upon recovering the ball, they will shoot another shot, catching the ball after each make. If a shot is missed at any time, the next player in line must catch the ball between its first and second bounce. That player will then begin their turn shooting from where they rebounded. If the shooter fails to catch the ball after a made shot before the second bounce, or if the next player in line fails to catch the ball after a missed shot before the second bounce, then they are out. If the player makes 3 shots in a row, all the other players scatter as far as they can. When the shooter recovers the ball after the third make, they yell "poison," and all players must freeze where they are. The successful shooter then bowls the basketball on the ground at a player of their choice. If the ball contacts a frozen player, they are out. If it misses, then nobody is out. After each bowling event, the next player that was in line will begin shooting from the starting point, and play resumes. The last player in wins.